Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always, and welcome back to Material Energy, Anti-Material Energy, Material Energy -1. Welcome back to Anti-Material Energy. In the last episode, we were working with Aura Cascade, and we managed to get something really good, aka the best reward in the game, 100 sheep spawn eggs. Now, why is that so good? Well, I'll tell you. Wool is by far the most valuable resource in this mod pack because normal wool will get you string. Normal wool gets you string pretty easily, pretty consistently. It just requires a little bit of power and the sag mill or a pulverizer, either or, and that's great and all. But better than that, as we've already seen from the blue wool, you can use the chemical decomposer to get different, chemicals. Lazurite comes from blue wool. Gray wool will give you carbon black and titanium dioxide, excuse me. Yellow wool will give you potassium chromate, and so on. So all of the different wools are super duper useful because they allow you to get a lot of the rarer metals, which is really good. So between episodes, I have been working on setting up a bit of a sheep farm, which is right over there. We'll get to that in a second. We were also trying to figure out last episode how to get, well, unfortunately, the arcane blue ingots and the arcane ingots. Well, how it works and the problem I was having. So the cascading processor does not actually have any inventory, and these aura pumps, all this aura stuff, as you can see, there's a lot of white aura in here. That's great. The thing about this is that there is actually there is no fall off. This will just continuously loop as long as we feed this something burnable, and it will pump the aura like it has been. Perfect, right? Well, the way this works, because there is no GUI, as much as I right click on that, the way it works is to make these ingots, you use iron and wool. So for example, we can make another blue one, why not? Our blue useful. Bookshelf coordinators, cascading fissures, conserving. Yes, we're gonna need another one, so why not? Doesn't really matter anyways. So if we just throw these on the ground, and let's grab some charcoal, and we'll throw that over here. So that will burn. It will pump the aura like we've been seeing, and if we get close enough to this, you can see the progress. So eventually, and this will go pretty quickly because while this is not the most powerful of pumps, it is pretty good. It's 300 power per second, and we only need, so that's going to be 2 progress every second. As you can see, it's pretty much there. So the way this works is it pumps the aura around and round and round. It never runs out, anything like that. And here soon, the progress on this is going to hit 60, full progress. And that's going to turn the wool and the ingot, the iron ingot, into the arcane blue ingot. So I figured that out. I looked it up on the wiki, and that was actually a quest. So we're going to complete that. We're going to get 60 wool and a reward bag for that. So that's great. And this will work for a while. I wish it said how to do that, either in the Aura Cascade book or anywhere, but I guess it does. Iron and colored wool. Maybe if I looked at it, it would have told me. So that's one big thing with that. So now we can make the conserving aura node if we want to, and a lot of this other stuff. We'll get to that later though. So what we are going to do, first of all, I want to start smelting up apples. Furnace input, we have the 81 apples we need for another quest, and what we're going to end up doing, we are going to end up killing this sheep. Sorry, but not really. It's fine. We'll get the wool, It's okay. The sheep is fine. Um, we don't really need this stuff anymore because I have a gigantic sheep pen over there, and we are going to set it up so that we can pretty easily and quickly get just a ton of sheep. And that means a ton of wool, which we can then decompose for a ton of other stuff. So that's the idea, that's the plan. I've already got the area set up, so what we're going to have is we're going to have, well, a bunch of different pins. And we're going to have it like this on each side. And this is the other thing we're going to probably end up doing, and this is something I want to actually look at. So these pins are four blocks. So what we'll probably want is here we'll put dispensers, but for now we don't really have the resources for that. I don't believe we can check something to see if we do, but I don't believe we have the resources for what I want to do, and that is water. We want to have a ton of water, like distributors, dispensers rather, so that we can quickly and easily kind of just go through, shear all the sheep, and then clear out the wool. But that's something we can kind of work on later. So we're going to take a bucket of water. We could also use pistons. Now there's an idea. Also, why am I eating this? We have some parcel flour, parcel, whatever, which will make, wait, no, the parcel flour is what we need for the bread. So I'm going to run out of food fairly soon, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 sheep. We're going to spawn 2 sheep in each pen. And what we can do to kind of help with all of the, where's my closest water? I guess I could turn that into an infinite source. Or we could just come over here. No, we can't really grab that. You know what, let's turn this into an infinite source. Alright, so what we can do is we are going to want to bring all of the wool this way once we set up the water streams. And we could do water streams one of 2 ways. We could use pistons. Pistons would probably be pretty simple. They are fairly expensive unless we get the kinetic matter, but that's also pretty expensive. So making in the normal way is probably the best. The thing is, with redstone, we're going to need iron and copper. Copper can come from, there is an element, and this is why we want sheep. Copper sulfate, which, hey, blue dye, including blue wool. So that's kind of the idea. We get all these different colors of wool, and we can make a ton of sheep. So what we're going to want to do is something like this, and then where this ends, we're going to dig this way and do the same thing and same thing, and then we'll have a chest down here that we can then pipe into with item conduits, a bigger chest, or even our AE system, or whatever we really feel like, to be honest. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the water stream so that we can insert the fences, and then from there we should be able to do the last couple of things before we will have to come back and put in the water, the water to get the sheep, the wool, to where we want it. Now the only concern with this is not that sheep will fall down here. We know sheep's not going to fall down here because we're going to make sure that they can't. But the concern is more of getting all of the water stream to where we need to before it actually hits bedrock. There's not that many layers. That's actually not much of a concern, but we are going like downwards a little bit. So this is old style of farms for Minecraft, like back in the ancient days of pre-beta, like beta Minecraft. But it works, so that's really all that matters. The water streams, like I said, right now aren't super duper important, but they will be later. I really wonder what mob is sitting there. Anyways, this will get all the items down here. And then the reason we're doing this is then we only need one hopper. Alright, so this is where we end. Let's do this for now. And what we'll do is we'll just get a ladder. In fact, that would probably be the easiest thing to do right now, but not there. We'll go grab some ladders because wood is cheap. And I have a few ladders that we can make. And that'll be good enough. Alright. How are we doing? Hey, we have our 81 apple charcoal. Let's go ahead and finish this real quick. So this turns into compressed apple charcoal and double compressed. So that is a quest in this part, the charcoal, and we'll get a reward back from that. We'll open those later. We don't need to worry about them right now. So the main goal for today is, of course, where are we putting this stuff? I think we're putting it in here. But the main goal is to get... Where are we putting all this? Oh, it's in here. Cool. And I can always make more of it. That's the fun thing too. We can make plenty of the apple charcoal as we chop down apple trees. The potatoes and carrots and all that stuff is basically whenever we get all of it, we can make as much as we want. So we have a ton of wheat. Let's go ahead and finish up the farm. We can sag mill all this wheat. It'll give us flour and some seeds. Excuse me. Something I did, by the way, is I used one of the caches for the silicon just to kind of clear up the system. That was one of the big problems, but it's solved for now. Don't I have... Yeah, let's get the paracel bread. It's just as good as normal bread. It's just a lot cheaper to make. So what we can do is right here, we'll make a ladder system. 4, 5, 6, 7, exact. Cool. And then we can just fill these in. And that's good for now. So the other thing we're going to want is we are going to want another ladder, so just one more ladder, so that we can get out of the pins. Actually, we'll want like 2, just so we can get out from both sides, and it'll be fine. So let's grab water so we don't have to come back. Kind of forgot. And I realized we do have a water drum that's completely full, so that's also nice. But what we can do... And let's go ahead and do this. So you might be wondering, well, how are we supposed to deal with... Oh, no, don't want it there. How are we supposed to deal with all these fences? Well, you'll see here in a second. We'll get that done next, I think. So this goes all the way here. And right here is where we can have the hopper. Actually, I want to move this like back one. Or 2, so let's do something like this. We don't have to worry about lighting anything up or anything like that. What is that? That is the white anti-blocks. And we'll just make a little bit of a room. And then what we can do is just pillar back up from here. So I don't believe there's anything here that we have to really worry about. And I didn't even see that we were actually out of the area, but break that. My anti-block goes there. Ladder. And I do like to do something like this, just so it's easier to see. But we'll get another ladder or something. And this is all the light gray, I do believe. Yeah. Doesn't matter, not really. So we'll put the hopper there. Items will get picked up and put into a chest. And then we can run a cable like over here. And that will be fine for this. So we'll just run an item conduit. And that should be everything we need there. So all of that work for really not much. Let's go ahead and chisel this into the white anti-block so we can stack them. And we get the fences. So the other thing we're going to need, we're going to need a little bit. Let's see, we're going to need 1, 2. I think we're going to need like 15 of these. And that's carpets. So there is a really cool trick, and it's a really fun trick and really easy trick to do. Let's also grab the item conduits for later, and a couple chests. 3, let's do 4. So something we can do later is if we want to use caches, that would be fine. Allows us to store mass quantities. But for now, we'll just use a double chest. And do something like this. And we'll come down here. And like I said, this is where conduits will go. And we'll have a hopper here just so we can save on resources. But this doesn't really need to be set up yet. Actually, we could probably do this. And then all we have to do at that point is, inserts, whatnot. And then we can use this other chest for a hopper, which we can go ahead and do. We have extra iron. Might as well. So there is the hopper. We don't need any more of these guys. And that should be fine. So one of the big things that we're going to want to do, and this is going to be kind of as we go, especially when we figure out what wools we're going to be using the most of. So this will be extract always active. We're going to want to see, is that connected? Yes. So anything that lands on here, for example, let's throw the carpet, will get put in here from the hopper. And then we can actually fill this in if we wanted to. Doesn't really matter. But then it'll just be put up here. And honestly, for right now, we can just do one chest. But kind of the idea is we're going to be we're only going to be spawning in 2 sheep per color. And then we will slowly kind of expand on that as we go. And the main reason for that is just to conserve the spawn eggs in case something happens, in case we want more sheep somewhere else or whatever. But the idea is, let's throw fences here. And just kind of in random places. So there's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that should be fine. And then what we'll do is we can put fences along the center. And this is the kind of the trick. So we cannot fall down there anymore. So we put like 5 fence posts down into the water stream, I do believe. And if we wanted to be super secure, so there's 6, all of these fences should come back up to us. And that's what we want. And if we wanted to be super secure, we could add another layer, but we don't really have to. Doesn't matter. So this is going to keep the sheep from falling down below, theoretically. So there's 7. We'll check to make sure that we have all 7 once we are done. And this last pin is slightly larger. No reason for that other than just kind of, I counted out whatever 5 times 8. So I counted out 40. This is like 40 long, but just because of the nature of how the pins are, there's going to be separated. Or I don't remember how many I counted. It's big. Each pin is about 5 blocks. So we just do this and we make a bunch of pins. Now here is the last thing we need to worry about. Getting from one pin to another. And as you can see already, we really can't do that. But it's actually really easy to do. And we might even, I don't know if there are any auto harvesting, any auto shearing type of things that are easy to make, easy to maintain. But that's something else we can do once we kind of get a little bit more established. So we have 15 carpets. And I think we're going to put them in the middle. So this is a cool trick. You can actually jump over fences if you put a carpet on them. I don't know if that's, I mean, that's pretty well known, I think, but it is not something that most people in like modded are going to do, because nobody's going to make a animal farm quite like this. So we'll make a few more. But let's just go ahead and put these in all the center ones. And then we need to start spawning in sheep. So here is the cool part. We're going to have 2 sheep of each color. And then as we kind of go... Okay, so I have an extra one. We're going to... you know, I wonder if we put one here... Okay, so we can jump over that. So there's 3 over there, there's 3 over there. That's in the center, so that's good. And we can get 2 more ladders. And there's 8 fences, so I miscounted how many dropped, but hey, they're all there. And that's what's important. So let's grab a few more ladders. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 on the other side. So here's the thing. We have a bunch of spawn eggs for sheep. And the big thing that we need to do at this point is, well, spawn them in. And then we need to dye them all the colors. And that's kind of the hard part. Getting all the dyes together and whatnot is going to be a little bit more of a challenge than anything else has been. But the idea is we spawn 2 of each color, and then we can breed them as we need to get all that we want. Furnace mode. Make me some bread. And that's kind of the idea. That's the plan, and it'll be great. So let's get started. And there's not going to be much rhyme or reason for the colors of sheep, but 1, 2. So that one will probably be black. This one will probably be whatever colors they already are. We might keep that, but probably not. So 2. And as you can see, ooh, pink sheep. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, apologies for that. As you can see, the brown sheep actually doesn't matter either, because of reasons. Yeah, as you can see, they're not escaping. There's grass. There will always be grass because they can't actually eat this block, I don't believe. And then we can do that. And we have all the sheep. So, first two are going to stay white. And then we're going to need a lot of dyes. So that's why I have... So we have some yellow dye. We have a single red flower. I think that's all we have for red flowers currently. But luckily we can grind this up, I thought. Aw, red heart. That's kind of cool. Can we get pulverizer? Will give us more. Oh man, that's a bummer. Alright, so we have some bone meal. I don't have a pulverizer, so we can't really use that. But we can get some more red flowers like this. So I think we're going to want to make a pulverizer. How bad would it be to do that? Pulverizers. Require 10 gear. Okay. Do we have a gear cast? I don't think we do. Alright, so the seeds we don't need right now. We have 30 bread. That is good. Okay. So we have a good bit of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8. So that'll be the machine frame. We're gonna need 4 glass. We're gonna need some tin. We're gonna need a good bit of copper and a piece of gold plus some redstone. Alright, so this is gonna be complicated. Also need 4 glass. Why do we need 4 iron? So we need 1 iron there. We need 2 redstone, 4 redstone. I need tin. How much tin do we have? We have 16. Alright, how can we get tin? What's the best way to get tin? That is black anti-material. Okay. Do we have... Nope, just carbon black. Alright, so let's grab a stack of this stuff. And let's start working on getting all the things we need. So decompose that for us. We're going to need redstone as well. So the copper, that's light blue. There was some other ways to get copper, I do believe. We're going to need a good bit of it. So we have some copper sulfate. We need like 2 of those, I think. 1, 2, 3 of those. Right. Let's make sure. Chemistry. Oh no, we just need the copper sulfate. Let's get a stack of that decomposed. And we did not get much in terms of the things we needed. So we need iron and oxygen. So we can make some iron oxide. So that is the copper. It's the redstone we're trying to make. Gotta remember that. 2 iron, 3 oxygen. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Wait. Oh, we need more copper. That's fine. Alright, so there's that. We can make redstone reception coil. Get another piece of iron so that we can make the piston. Alright. Now we just need a lot of tin, and that's going to be a little bit of a problem. We're not going to get much tin from the black antimaterial. Luckily, here soon we will be able to get a lot more, but we're not quite there yet. Alright, so decompose all that. Actually, we could probably be there. So if we decompose a blue wool... Oh no, I clicked the recipe button. So if we get some light blue wool, we can go ahead and shear the sheep. As soon as they know that they're light blue, we never have to worry about that again. We're going to need a bit of all of the dyes. Some of them we can go ahead and do, and a lot of them we're going to... it's going to be kind of random which sheep are going to be where. We might just do it in order. That'd be this most straightforward, I guess. White, orange, magenta, blue, light blue, yellow, lime, all along one side, and then loop it around so the white and the black sheep are next to each other, just because, why not? But this will take just a second. I've done this so many times. It's really a pain, but I forgot to do that thing too. Hopefully that doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I forgot to read the scripts. I typically do that before episodes, and it's been a while since I've recorded this, just because I've been recording other things and streaming and all that fun stuff, and I just haven't done that. So let's really quickly empty reload. Alright, so there's a lazurite, I believe. We can get lapis from that. Easy. And we'll go ahead and just let that run for a second. So if we want some light blue, so that'll be the fourth pin. Now something we could have done is actually kind of organize these guys, but so these guys will be white. Let's verify because they look grayish. White wool, perfect. So orange, so fourth, so orange, magenta, light blue. And then we can shear these guys, and hopefully, if we decompose this stuff, we'll get some more tin. We could, I think we might even be able to get lazurite. Not entirely sure on that. So we have a good bit of tin now. We need 16 for the ingots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're so close. Okay, so we have a lot of carbon black. We're actually going to use a little bit of that fairly soon, so we'll keep that on us. Let's go ahead and put this here, and we just need one more little bit of tin. So I guess let's grab another stack of the black anti-material. Anti-blocks, whatever. And yeah, that seems to be a little bit... I did it again. I wish I could disable that, but unfortunately I don't know that I can. So originally I was going to work on some more aura cascade today. I don't know that that's going to happen. We're going to try to get all the dyes we can. That's not the easiest thing in the world. Some of them are a little bit easier than others to get, obviously. We can get yellow, we can get red, and any derivatives of those fairly simplistically. Carbon black, we've got so much of that stuff, it's kind of ridiculous. Brown is easy, green is easy. Really the only one that is going to be a problem, actually they should be all pretty easy. The one that's being a problem, the most problematic one of them all is going to be red, because we don't have many poppies, and blues, just because it's going to be kind of a pain, but that's whatever. So we'll get all the dyes we can here soon. it will come back to us. Apologies for this. I really wish I could disable the recipe thing. But this will give us some tin. We need like 12 to get the last, and then we'll clean up all of the stuff later. So there's the 10 gear machine frame. Alright, what else do we need? We need 2 copper gears, so we're going to need 2 more iron. That's not a problem. And then copper. 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll just run some copper through this. And there's 1 gear. And this will be the other. So copper is actually pretty easy to get now. So let's get the 2 copper gears. And I think the only thing we need left is flint, which is a little bit of a pain. But we can get flint from sag milling gravel. And I don't really want to use up all our gravel right now. We can get more fairly easily, but for right now, it's going to be better. So the pulverizer is going to be super useful for a lot of things. So let's go ahead and get this. And we'll get it hooked up to power. Thunderstorm, cool. Let's go ahead and put it just right here. And we'll disconfigure it for all of the stuff. But we'll throw a poppy in there. That'll grind it up, and we should get a lot of things we need. So let's just go in order and try to get as many things as we can. So we're going to need 2 orange. Magenta is going to require I just want 2, so pink and a purple dye. Unfortunately, that means, well, sort of bad things, but let's just go ahead and grind up the rest of these. We can put the wool away. And there is a lazurite. So we want some magenta dye. I guess we could do pink. We could do that, magenta dye. So we'll take 2 of them. The other 2 we'll go ahead and do that. And we get some other stuff with it. That's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and put the pumpkin in here. We're going to want some cactus green. And actually, we're going to want 1 more piece of cactus green. We're going to want 3 in total. And that is a thunderstorm. That is a really kind of vicious one. We can put 1 of the yellows away for right now, at least to the side. So we have white sheep. Next is the orange sheep. Then we have magenta, light blue, and then yellow. So far, so good. After yellow is lime and then pink. And then we get some grays and dark grays and whatnot. So nothing too major there. We're going to need a little bit more bone meal, which is easy enough. We just take some bones. Now we can grind these up in the sag mill for like 6 plus a chance for more. We'll go ahead and do that. And right, cactus green. So we have that. We're going to need carbon black for the ink sacs. So I believe it's just 1. We'll make 4 of those. We're going to need a few of those. And See, there's the bone meal. Alright, so we're going to need lime, pink, then gray wool, which is black and white, light gray, which is black and 2 whites, cyan is going to require another cactus green and a lazurite. So the lazurites are actually going to be a little bit of a problem. Do we have any? Ooh, we're out of power. Whoops. Just grab a thing there. Alright, do we have any more lazurite? No. So if we want lapis, once we get an algorithm separator, we can make it from diamonds, which is a little bit easier to get just because carbon black. But yeah, we're gonna want blue wool, and then kind of killed our blue sheep. Whoops. Is there any other ways to get lazurite? Blue wool, anything blue, including blue crystals, which we do have a handful of. Let's try to get a few. So we have the Encyclopedia Aura. By the way, we had some quests with this. I got some more stuff with it. And did it reset? It did. Alright, so we're not going to do any of the quests. We're going to try not to anyways. Just because if it resets, that's a little cheaty. Anyways, where was I going? Right here. So decompose this. It'll give us some gold, iron, and lazurite, which is what we were mostly after. And we're going to use this just to get a blue sheep. So let's just kind of continue. So the next one is lime. So we have our yellow sheep. We have lime. And then we have pink. And then gray. And then this is the light gray, which there's an extra light gray dye we'll deal with later. Cyan, then purple, and then blue. So cyan would go here, purple, and then blue. And then we'll go ahead and shoot this guy to try to get some more blue. And then once if we can get another piece of lazurite out of this, which we didn't, we'll go ahead and just continue trying to do that. No big deal. Actually, we could probably go ahead and take 8 more of these blue crystals, because we don't really need these right now. We can make more later, and try to get some more lazurite. So there's 1, and that's it. But that's fine. We'll get another blue sheep, and hopefully we'll be able to use the blue wool to get what we want. So right here is the blue sheep. So then we have brown, and then green, and then red, and then black. So these are the black sheep. The black sheep are not going to be as important as other ones, just because of the nature of what they give. Black sheep give carbon black. That's not really important. It doesn't really get us much other than a little bit of what am I trying to say? A little bit of carbon. Alright, so that's good. Let's get our 4 gold. Why is it only giving us... Okay, there we go. I guess it's just a visual bug more than anything else. Alright, so red, we're going to need our other poppy. We can pulverize this. We're going to need brown, so cocoa beans. That we have plenty of. And so red is between black and green. I should know all of this from all the super hostile maps that I play and all the CTM, the complete the monument stuff. What do we have in there? Okay, nothing major. So these two are red. And brown is here. And already we have more blue dye for getting, hopefully, the rest of the stuff. So, cyan, purple, is that pretty much it? I think those are the last two that we need. And we have 3 lazurite, so that should be everything we need. So, we need purple, and cyan is the cactus green. Let's put the lapis in there. And we're going to probably decompose everything else. So, before blue is purple. And then before that is the cyan. And there is the finished sheep farm. So from this point on, we just kind of need to breed the sheep, get the ones we want. White sheep are somewhat important, black sheep aren't, and just kind of see what all of them give us. And then eventually what we'll do is we'll have pistons all over the place, so that we can just rush water. We could do kind of a mock-up of that. So let's do that. First of all, let's go ahead and put some stuff away, get rid of some stuff. So all of this stuff we can just go ahead and decompose. So titanium dioxide from... actually, I don't even know what gave me the titanium dioxide. That should have been the bone meal, but I didn't think I did that. But anyways, let's do an example on magenta. Since they're in the corner, if we have a water bucket here and do something like that, it needs to be active for a little bit, but the sheep can't get out. The item will fall through into the water stream below, and if we watch this here soon, we'll see our wool. So the idea is we can go through, we can cut up all of the sheep, and then basically we can harvest all the wool, hit a button, flood the entire place, and the sheep won't get anywhere, but we will get all the wool collected and put in a system. If we do that with a full inventory, for example, then we don't have to worry about inventory filling up, or anything like that. So this was a little bit of a time sink, certainly, but it's going to be worth it. So that is the sheep farm completed. We didn't get any quests done today other than the charcoal. And what was the other thing we did? Oh, right, the ingots, the arcane ingots. I really need to read these because sometimes they do have clues. But we have 2 good reward bags, so let's see what they are. Hex plating, purple fantasy blocks. Actually, these might be useful because they do contain gold. We can calcinate them, and we can decompose them. But we can calcinate them for Verdant dust. That's not a bad thing. So I will tell you guys what. We're going to end the episode off here. And next time, we're either going to continue with Aura Cascade. Now that we have... So Aura Crystals, we can get these very easily with wool. So we can just basically go... I can do a harvest or 2 of all the sheep. What I'm going to do is... Let's see, it would be 36 wheat. If we have 36 wheat, which I think we do, I will go ahead and breed all of them once so we have a few more sheep. And then what we can do is we can start harvesting the wool, and we'll do some of the Aura Cascade quests, and we'll find something else, I'm sure. So that's the plan, that's the idea, and we will go from there. Well, we almost have 36. It's fine. So that's the plan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!